All right, well, good afternoon, and welcome to the end of week market review for Friday, September 7th, 2012. My name is Jason Waugh, one of the trainers and success coaches with Ideal Training Lifestyle. I'll be walking you through today's presentation. So, our agenda is to go through and basically cover everything that we would in our end of day market review, except spend some more emphasis on the week and just where we are in the big scheme of things. It's very easy to just look at things day to day. Sometimes we need to step back and just see what's going on in a bigger scale. So we'll definitely be looking at the news. We'll be looking at the S&P and the TSX, and then going through our volatility indicator, and then finally answering any questions that we might have. So as far as the news goes, we obviously had a great day yesterday, pushing it into a 4-year high for the S&P 500. We did continue to have some gains today, though they were not nearly as obvious as the gains that we had yesterday. The markets were a little bit reserved today, actually, with some mixed employment numbers coming out of there. All in all, though, oil did end up getting higher today after an earlier slide, and this is with some eased concern over the what's going to be going on with the economy and the stimulus going on with that. All in all, the Dow Jones has gone up 0.11% today, with the S&P 500 up 0.40%. Oil rose 0.86%. This put it to $98.16 per barrel, with gold also rising up 1.87%, putting it to $1739.90 per ounce. All right, right now we're looking at a chart for the S&P 500. You can see here on Friday the candle just before the one on the far right, the large growth that we end up having and breaking through the resistance at around 1425. Today's growth has now put it right up against the rising trend line that was established back at the beginning of July. Now, we're not too concerned that this rising trend line is going to be resistance, because anytime something is rising like that, it doesn't really do a good job at stopping the market out. But it definitely does seem to be respecting that line, where it came up and tested it in the middle of August, and now again today. Again, we are at a 4-year high, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. More importantly, though, the MACD is rising bullish with the black line over top of the blue line. So right now what we're looking at is a 5-year chart with each candle representing 1 week. We can see that we've definitely had a great week today, and you can see how this type of growth is actually pretty common. We looked at just the beginning of March and April and how we were concerned with the growth there, where we were declining, but only to see that since April, we ended up having growth pretty much steadily right on till now. Now, it's important to note that after every good cycle that we have, there is a pullback, and those pullbacks seem to last about a month. So when you take a look at the big picture here, you can see that really since the beginning of 2009, we have had some great opportunities to go long. What we need to do is just acknowledge the fact that we do need to have a pullback. That pullback is going to happen shortly. It'll probably bring us back down below 1400. But once it starts its trend back up again, we could end up seeing growth well into the 15s, possibly even to 1600 again. Taking a look at the TSX, you can see that it is now looking for resistance at around 12,300. This was after breaking through a previous cycle high yesterday. Now its MACD is also rising bullish with the black line over top of the blue line. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see that the TSX doesn't look nearly as good as the S&P 500 does. In fact, it has pretty much been in a downtrend since the beginning of 2011. If we can see the TSX start to reach new highs, then we can definitely start to look at the TSX in an uptrend. But as it still stands right now, it is still in a downtrend on the weekly charts, which means that yes, we've had some good times right now, but when we have that pullback and we end up turning down, there's a better chance of it going down below previous cycle lows than it turning around and going back up. The volatility is right back down to below 15. It's currently at 14.39. This is letting us know that the markets are much more stable right now and much more willing to trade nice and consistently. That said, because the markets are as high as they are, we do need to treat the markets with a little bit of concern because there should be that pullback at any day now. Unfortunately, we can't pinpoint it to the day. It might be tomorrow. It might end up being a week from now. Nobody really knows. So anybody who's planning on trading, use some caution with the amount of shares that you're buying and be prepared to get out of the markets and sit on the sidelines once the markets do start their decline. So with that said, we just want to take an opportunity to point out a couple of promotions that we have going on. And these promotions are going to only be available until the end of October. Anybody who is thinking about taking the advanced course or the options course would know that they're normally $25.95. Right now, we're offering those on a promotion of $12.95. But it's obviously even more lucrative for us if we can plug it in all together and take the combined package of $24.95. By being able to take the advanced course and the options course in conjunction with each other, you're going to be able to see a lot more opportunities to get in and get out of the markets, hold on to positions for longer, and walk away with larger profit targets and minimized stop losses or stops, which really means that you're saving money and making more money on a per trade basis. So it's almost it's a win-win there. And then obviously we've got our community news. Right now, obviously, we're doing our end of week market review, but we do also have our end of day market reviews, which are available on the homepage every day. On Saturday, we will be having a continuous learning session. This is just going to be an opportunity for customers to get together, answer any questions that they might have, review watch list picks, and just really dive in and make sure that we've got a good, strong understanding of the basic and advanced disciplines. Our options customers will be able to take advantage of their monthly refreshers that we have scheduled up until December 13th. You don't even need to register for those. All of our options customers have been pre-registered. We've got some boot camps where we're going to be helping our ITL customers, our MWA customers, and then our options customers. During these live sessions in the various cities, we'll have an opportunity to work with each and every one of you. If you're not able to attend those sessions live, we will be offering them via webinar as well. So if you don't live near those cities or you're not going to be available on those days, you'll definitely still be able to take advantage of those sessions. And finally, we will be in Winnipeg on September 28th and 29th, and then Regina November 19th to 24th for a couple of trade shows. While we're there, we would love to see some of the faces that we've been working with. It's always nice to be able to put a face next to the names that we communicate and chat with on a day-to-day basis. So with that said, if anybody has any questions, please let us know by emailing us to training@idealtradinglifestyle.com or calling us toll free 1-888-942-0266. Make sure to dial extension number 5. Now, as always, if there's any questions, we will have those questions answered for you. And if it's something that we find a couple of customers are concerned about or not able to quite sort out, we will be posting those to the frequently asked questions located on Customer Hub. So with that said, this has been the end of day market review for Friday, September 7th, 2012. Have a great day.